What's up, Rebecca? I'm Anna Johnson, and I'm the star. Take me home. And Liz is the director. And do not mess it up. So, yeah!
Anna and I grew up in a family of 13 people. Our parents are white, born and raised Midwesterners who had 4 biological kids and adopted 7 more, 6 of whhom are Korean and several with various disabilities. As a middle child of 11, I grew up taking care of my younger siblings, bathing them, dressing them, holding their hand as we crossed the street. Caregiving is ingrained into the way that we live in this world, so I've always been thinking about Anna's future, and I'm sure she has too. Take Me Home is set in the stifling, oppressive heat of Orlando, Florida. We follow Anna, a 38-year-old Korean adoptee who has a cognitive disability. Anna, in the movie, cares for her aging parents, fragilely balancing each other's needs. The trio clings on to their independence, but a simple task like taking a shower can be exhausting and perilous. There's a stillness to the camera to mirror the home. It's quiet until it's not. The frame is sometimes overwhelmed with clutter or obstructions, and sometimes there's a minimalism found in the plainness. On a day like any other day while Dad is out on an errand, a Florida heat wave quietly takes Mom's life. Anna's sister, Emily, returns to try to help their family during the transitional moment.
Are you okay?
Does it look like I'm okay?
No.
Without the resources to help her family, Emily departs back to New York to her own struggling independence. Death brings people together, but it also magnifies divides. In moments like this, the camera sometimes lingers in expressionistic, poetic images, a glimmer of hope in the ordinary. The quiet of the house is illuminated. Deep in his own grief, Dad doesn't have the emotional capacity to care for Anna. Yet this profound moment of change actually helps Anna consider her own wants and needs. She learns about self-agency, bravery, community, and friendship through tiny, ordinary encounters, because sometimes the biggest joys and successes are in the little moments. Anna is growing up and feeling independent, so she decides to take a shower on her own.
Whoa!
But without an accessible space, she slips, deeply bruising her arm. The accumulation of mishaps cause alarm, and a social worker arrives, questioning, is Dad able to care for Anna? Advised that resources are available, they tour a care facility. But the Lifeless Assisted Living home has an average of 15,000 person wait list, with fees starting at $5,000 a month. A well-meaning care worker suggests a loophole. If Dad were to abandon Anna, they would have no other choice but to find her a room. Without a choice, Dad leaves Anna in their home alone to fend for herself. But a series of small mistakes turn into sensory overload.
Whoa! Whoa! That's definitely not good. Everything's pulling.
And then we find Anna in a new place. We can almost feel the fresh air. She walks independently with her dog, greeting friends, eating fresh food, surrounded by people who do and do not reflect her identity. She has agency, purpose, community. It's almost luxury, but really, it's just a place where basic human needs are met. Anna is still disabled. She is still the same. It's just the world around her changed, and suddenly it is possible for her to thrive. Yet, there is something almost too good to be true in this kind of grounded, magical realism. It's a place that could exist, that should exist, but Take Me Home is rooted and inspired by the great works of social realism. The characters are inspired by the people I know and love, and film is my way to understand them without judgment.
Take Me Home is a universal story. There are over 110 million caregivers in America alone and over 70 million people with disabilities. As Liz digs deep into her personal story, it resonates with stories around the world. From producing the award-winning film Joyland, I learned how a deeply personal story can translate into impact and activism. We overcame censorship and protests against trans rights to make sure that the film reached its audiences. I also learned how to introduce an auteur filmmaker into the world. Liz is a bold and powerful voice. Her writing is filled with intimate and observational moments. Her background in experimental theater and choreography translates to how she works with actors and blocks the space. Innovation, inclusivity, and artistry are all related. Accessibility is filmmaking, and we found like-minded supporters to help us find the resources so that we can create real impact, both during production and in how the film engages with audiences. We've seen the power of the short film, from its premiere at Sundance to screening at 70 film festivals around the world to leading conversations at the White House.
In the beginning, my parents were afraid to talk about future caregiving plans because they thought it would be a burden, but the burden was that they didn't want to talk about it.
Liz has a deep love for Anna, and this is one of our guiding principles for our production strategy. Our goal is to create a set and a schedule to allow Anna to give her best performance possible, and that's also the ethos that we're bringing to the casting strategy.
We're casting professional actors with a love for process, talented humans with big, honest hearts who can also find humor in the hard moments. From cast to crew, we know that everyone's lived experiences will deepen the script and inform how we bring it to life. We're currently in soft prep, and Anna is getting ready to go. Anna, what do you have to do to be an actor?
Be calm. Listen to Liz, and she's the director, and I love her. She's not gonna mess up everything because she's my sister, and I love her. Goodbye!